And taxpayers, and talking about taxpayer dollars stuff, they seem to be critical of where the city spends money, sometimes in the arenas, the plazas, etc. Seemingly always get naysayers. And I get it. Wherever you work, there's naysayers wherever you build things. Why is it important in your view for projects like these to go forward?
Well, when you look at development of your community, and when you look at kind of caring for and providing for the people that live in your community, and also trying to position yourself as an attractive community to come to, you need to have these type of facilities available. Not only do you need to have the functions available, like swimming and soccer and hockey and walking, but you need to have them available in nice newer facilities. And a lot of our facilities are aged. But as a municipality, it's pretty competitive where you're competing with other communities to attract people to live in your community. And we've seen, with our community, we have an older demographic. It's pretty consistent with a lot of the demographics in Northern Ontario. And we need a lot of people to either immigrate here or migrate here, move here from other places in the country and Ontario to maintain our current population levels and to maintain our current economic activity. But we can't just rely on the people that are here, reproducing at the rate that we currently reproduce at. We need to have people that are attracted to move to our communities. And I think to do that, you need to develop a community that has attractive features and feels vital and feels like it's reinvested in. The other thing too, Dan, is that the municipality, it's got a pretty limited mandate, right? So, we have to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do when it comes to the three orders of government. And if you actually compare the city of Sault Ste. Marie with either our Northern Ontario comparators or comparators in other parts of the province that are similar communities of similar size, we really stay in our wheelhouse. We don't have a lot of recreational activities or operations that are outside of our wheelhouse. So, we used to be in daycare. We're not in daycare anymore. There are a number of municipalities that provide daycare. We used to be in have seniors residence. We're not in those anymore. There's a number of municipalities that have those type of facilities. There are municipalities that own golf courses. We don't. There are municipalities that own ski hills. We don't. So like we are pretty strict here to what's in the municipal act, what's in our wheelhouse. But to those things that we are doing, my belief is we should do them well and we should do them properly.
And just on that as a little follow-up, can you explain just a touch to the people that are watching how, and you do it in council all the time, and I listen to it and councilors talk about it all the time, where you guys aren't so much able to build a treatment center, aren't able to build things like that? That's not something the municipality can do.
Well, listen, I actually really appreciate that question, Dan, because I think there's a lot of confusion about this in the community at large, and I understand it. I understand that there would be confusion about who is doing what or should be doing what or has the jurisdiction to do what. Look, I want to begin by acknowledging that there are a lot of people that are struggling with addiction issues in our community, and they affect people across our community. People directly that have addiction issues, and then family and friends that are trying to help those people. We're sensitive to those challenges. We're seeing them become more acute. But the reality is that the municipality has a jurisdiction, and it operates under the Municipal Act, and we provide very specific services in accord with that statute. There are things that we are specifically responsible for. And so where does our funding come from? Our funding comes largely, Dan, from property taxes, commercial, industrial, residential. There's multiple categories in each of those three broad classes, but all of our revenue minus a small piece comes from property taxes. So people are paying property taxes for specific services. They're paying for the roads, and they're paying for the sewers, and they're paying for the rinks, and they're paying for the swimming pools, and they're paying for their garbage and their recycling and their street cleaning. And we have to provide those services, like policing, which is an incredibly important service, and firefighting, which is an incredibly important service. So all those services, we have a statutory responsibility to provide those to people with the tax dollars we collect. The provincial government has the jurisdiction and the authority for healthcare. So we don't actually have legal jurisdiction and legal authority for that. Beyond that, we don't have the monetary resources. So I understand if somebody says, look, you're spending X amount of dollars on a community hub, like the treatment center is more important than that. You should be spending that money on a treatment center. I would agree with you. The treatment center is more important than a community hub. The treatment center is the community's top priority. But we can't take municipal dollars that we're collecting for specific functions that are prescribed under the Municipal Act and take those municipal dollars and invest them in other level of government's responsibilities. The big challenge with the treatment center isn't the capital actually required to build it. You've had Missinaibi Cree First Nation very, very generously offer $11 million to do that. I'm sure the community can come up with the capital to do that. The big challenge for the treatment center is the recurring operating funds that it needs. And the municipality wouldn't be able to fund the operation of a treatment center on a year over year basis from its municipal tax base. So I understand where there's confusion, and it does weigh on me, because I know that there's a feeling that the city should do more when it comes to the addiction challenges that we have. And I want to assure people that we're sensitive to them, we're aware of them, and we are doing everything we can within our jurisdiction, and then working with community partners and bringing people together to try and solve and address these issues.